Honey? Hello? Is everything okay?
No.
What happened?
Go rehash Unite and say you gotta go through these exact same worlds again because there's a new syndicate featuring, I don't know, the girl from Jimmy Neutron and Gilbert Gottfried?
What does that mean?
Gilbert Gottfried didn't voice Technus from Danny Phantom. It was Rob Paulson doing an impression. I've decided to do something about my ignorance. I am going to do something that will ensure that every word that comes out of my mouth is now trustworthy, and no one should ever question it regardless if it's true or not. When people write about my wee opinions in the news, from now on they'll start their sentence with the phrase, "Experts say." Honey, I'm going back to school. Yup, the big one. Today I'm enrolling at Big Brain Academy in an effort to get my prestigious Wii degree. With the Wii degree in hand, I will finally be a video game expert. And I'm told that Wii degree holders make 6 figures right out of college. The admissions department who depend on my tuition costs for employment told me. And who knows, if I get a high enough grade, I may even earn the coveted and respected title of video game journalist. As I walked in the door, I was greeted by Dr. Loeb, headmaster of Big Brain Academy. He promised to help me master that which is in my head, to be my spotter as I worked out my mental muscle. But unlike normal, non-Nintendo trademark schools, Dr. Loeb promises this will be a fun environment without all the misery, depression, and musty smell of regular schools. I also get my very own Wii Remote coach, a $39.99 value at the time. After that, I headed to the office to get registered, and like that, I am officially a student of Big Brain Academy. Mrs. HydratedGaming, supportive as always, decided to tag along with me to school as well. Though she could care less about getting her own Wii degree, she knew it mattered to me, so she was determined to help me study. See, Big Brain Academy focuses on 5 major areas of the mind: identifying, memorizing, analyzing, computing, and visualizing. The main gameplay loop consists of playing various mini-games that test your skills in these areas. The most fun implementation of this is in the Mind Sprint mode. Here, you and another person go head-to-head to see who can answer these questions the fastest. Accuracy and speed are the name of the game here. You pick the number of rounds you want to play and off you go. If you get an answer wrong, you'll be penalized by having to wait for a few seconds, and then you get the chance to try again. You can choose to play each of the 5 categories individually, or you can have a mix of all of them. The minigames are pretty fun, but there's not nearly enough of them. I think if they tripled the minigame number, this would be a must-have for the Wii. Even as it is, though, it's still pretty fun. And this mode becomes intense very quickly in a party setting because no one wants the title of worst visualizer in the friend group. Though I won memorization after I was able to keep an eye on these stupid birds, I was sent into flaming defeat when it came to identifying. Here, Mrs. HydratedGaming pressed her advantage. Truly, I could never hope to compare to her identifying skills. On the other hand, I will also say I don't think I ever saw her successfully complete the train track minigame on her first try, so I don't think she has a future in civil engineering. After we battled it out in some more categories, we decided to try the mental marathon. This was a cooperative mode instead of competitive. You trade off the Wii Remote to work together to get as high of a score as possible. This is another great party game concept as, again, you don't want to be the one who ruins the group's high score. It's like Jenga with basic mathematics, and instead of a tower crashing down, it's your self-esteem when you tell the group you think a -32 is less than -47. We didn't play this one very long because I messed up on the 3rd question, causing Professor Loeb to insult me to my face, and we decided to try something else. The last mode was a Jeopardy-style game, which was also interesting. You pick categories and then answer as many questions as you can as quickly as you can. If you get a question wrong, though, your turn ends, so you need to balance speed and accuracy to score as many points as you can. Pretty basic stuff, but also very fun. And this mode has some exclusive minigames, too. So after spending all this time in co-op, I decided to get serious. It was time to take my first test. It was time to figure out where I stood at Big Brain Academy. At first, it wasn't looking too good after I answered that 11 was less than 3, but I managed to gain back the judge's favor when I identified that Mario has a tail. At the end of my exam, Dr. Loeb explained how the average student brain weighs about 1,400 grams. After bragging about how smart he is, and reminding me that I'll never live up to being as good as him, Dr. Loeb gave me my first test score of 1,205 grams, well below average, but I'm still given a B-, a passing grade nonetheless. Despite how rude the doctor can sometimes be, his grading scale is quite generous. If 200 points below average is still B-. However, I wanted to graduate as a high honors student from Big Brain Academy, so I went into the practice room to learn everything there is to know about balloon burst. So I practiced, and practiced, and practiced some more. After a while of doing this, I was awarded a gold medal with Dr. Loeb's face on it. Like most leading academics today, he is truly a humble man. I was cruising my way through all the other mini-games, getting gold medals left and right, until all of a sudden, I was crushing it on color count. I was able to tell the difference between blue and red balls so well that I was awarded a platinum medal. Now, I had played this game for about 2 hours before I even knew this existed. I also unlocked an expert mode for that minigame. So I tried my hand at passing honors color count to get the platinum medal on my own, but I found I was simply unable to do so. Not helping things was the remote coach who kept breaking my concentration by interrupting my big brain thoughts with its ceaseless encouragements. I used to think that Big Brain Academy was for children, but I realized at this point it was for the mentally gifted. Now, I'm not proud of what I did next, but I decided to cheat. I got Mrs. HydratedGaming to count all the red ones, and I would count all the blue ones. This way we could go at max speed to get that beloved platinum medal. Even with that strategy and a massive score of 492 points, Dr. Loeb would still not give me a platinum medal. I couldn't do it. I would never be able to get all the platinum medals at the academy. It's one thing being bad at a game because you're bad and need practice. It's another thing being told you're bad because you're just an idiot. You can't practice your way out of being an idiot. This really sunk my spirit, and I considered dropping out of the academy altogether, until something dawned on me. What if that was the point? I realized I wasn't doing this because I wanted to anymore. I was just doing it because I wanted to be taken seriously. It wasn't about knowledge and craftsmanship anymore, it was about status, and I realized this was a dead end. Would having all the platinum medals along with my Wii degree really make people take my opinions on Dewey's Adventure more seriously? Probably not. Even if they did, should they? So I put down my Wii remote and turned off my Wii, but something kept pulling me back. I turned my Wii back on the next day, and the first thing that greeted me was Dr. Loeb scolding me for turning off the sound from my Wii remote, thereby silencing the remote coach. At first, I thought maybe he was getting kickbacks from the AA battery industry who sought to drain my batteries via the crisp and clear sounds of the Wii remote speaker, but he genuinely seemed to appear to be lamenting that I turned it off, as if I was muting all the voices around me, only listening to the voice in my own head. And then, it all clicked. I was studying for a Wii degree. What is the Wii all about? It's about community. The Wii, more than any console, emphasizes playing with family and friends and sharing those experiences all around the world. It was designed to be as accessible as possible so that everyone can enjoy it, so that everyone can be a gamer. Spending all my time by myself grinding for platinum medals was using the Wii improperly. That's why it was impossible to win at color count, because you can't win at the Wii with that attitude. That is the message of Big Brain Academy. Now enlightened, I took the test again using all the skills that I had learned, and with the encouragement of the no longer silenced remote coach, I was awarded a B+. Dr. Loeb didn't give me a perfect score, he still thinks that I have room to grow, but this is all part of what the Wii degree represents. I need to go on to explore more Wii games. All of our journeys on this console never really end. We'll never be able to say that we have straight A's on our Wii report card because there's not enough time in our lives to enjoy all that there is to offer on this thing. And we certainly won't have the best experiences if we only play by ourselves. Do I recommend going to Big Brain Academy? Yes, I do. There's a lot of fun to be had here, just not by yourself. Grinding for platinum medals is downright impossible, but the true fun of Big Brain Academy is playing it with friends and family, racing to see who can solve the doctor's interesting little puzzles. I don't think he's in this for the money given the price, especially when you compare it to institutions of similar prestige. So maybe I didn't learn nothing from higher education after all. Perhaps it actually taught me one of the most important lessons of all time, what the Wii is about at its heart. It's the importance of family, friendship, and genuine community. What I learned during my time at Big Brain Academy is to appreciate you, all 100 of you. Thanks for everything.